Do you have a cute and a beautiful shoe such as this, but you find out that all of the inner parts, they are already peeling off? Of course, gather here today and let me show you my simple trick on how to actually cover up this side without having to dismantle all of your covered shoe. Hi everyone, my name is Odurole Mojibola and you're welcome to today's tutorial. And of course, I need you to know that all we do on this channel is make shoe making easy and of course simple for you. Of course, what we basically want to do after making it simple is to increase of course your income stream. At the same time, we want to reduce your family expenses on of course footwear. If you're going to be revamping this out there, I know how much you will be charged. So I want to actually reduce your family expenses. We want to really alleviate poverty, and we believe that empowering you will actually end poverty in our society. I need you to sit with me today. If you're joining me for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you are a returning subscribers, I am actually sending you a huge hug. Thank you for trusting Jibbyfemforte, and thank you for always returning to check us out. Now I need you to sit back, get a cup of drink, a popcorn, and on of course in a bowl, and then I am gonna be right there. All right, the first thing you need to do is to get a very rough sandpaper like what you have here, and you're going to scrape off all the peeling part. Now this you have to do very progressively and patiently. Ensure you do this without tearing off the remaining part of that inner lining. Yes, you have to be very careful of that. So this process is a process you want to be patient with. So patiently do all of that, and then as soon as you are through with that, you are going to dust every part of it. After dusting it, then what do we do next? We are going to ensure that we apply our contact cement adhesive. Now your contact cement adhesive can actually be any brand of your choice. I want to believe by now you should have chosen a particular brand, although I am using OC High here. That's the brand I'm using. So if you're buying online, just check contact cement adhesive, and then I'm sure you'll see so many brands that you can check out and use. So I'm applying my contact cement adhesive right here. Apply it on all of the edges. Now I did not apply or do anything to the heel part. I didn't do anything to the heel part. And if you look at my pattern, I'm sure you're wondering, how did she create the pattern? Is she not going to show us? Just relax, I'm going to show you how I got the pattern that I am using for this. And as you can see, I'm applying my adhesive on the right side of the leather and not the other side. It's very intentional. I just want that inner part to be what will be showing when I am through. So it's now dry. Align it. At least by now you see where I started the sandpapering, because the heel part, that back part, does not need all of that. It's not peeling. The leather is different from what was used for the side of this particular covered shoe. Don't forget, we are revamping the inner lining of our covered shoe. So it means that even you can actually do this at home. All you need is just some piece of leather, which actually you can just get a pair of leather in the market, a soft one, because if you use a thick one, the shoe might not size you again because it might be tight. You understand? Because that leather will add to the thickness, and that's one of the reasons we have to make sure you scrape all of the ones that are peeling. Scrape it very well. Also, that will make the gum bond perfectly well. What you need to do when it comes to creating the pattern that I use for this inner part, as usual I got a plain sheet, and then I went ahead and then place it this way. I just try to make it a bit rough that way, and I place it this way on top of this part. Now what you need to do is you want to, although this part is not actually the major one, is this lower part that is the major one, because it's going to be sitting right there. If you notice, you find out that I had excesses outside. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm not going to really measure on this part, but of course I'm still going to try to draw a line just to help me to regulate wherever I am stopping. Since I'm going to trim this part, I am not really keen on where it stops. Now if you want to be keen on where this stop, you can actually place the pattern after. When you are to place it and trim it off, I will show you what I mean. So that is the first part I just want to monitor. Then this point I want to try to do this. So I'm going to do this all around the edges. So it's supposed to stop somewhere around here. So this is what I have. So I'm going to cut and I'm going to just trim it out following this particular line that I drew here. So I want to increase it. Now I don't need to increase the inner part. I won't be increasing it in any way, but the upper part I will be increasing so that it will be easy for me to trim. So at the end of the day, sorry for the kind of you know paper that I'm using. So this is what I have. So that is exactly what you need. So you can actually, if you place this way, don't forget this short part is for this part. So you can place this way and it will fit in properly well. It will fit in properly well. Now by the time you'll find out that this one will fit in here and this one will go right inside. Now I intend that it should stop here. It should stop where, you know, at this particular point here. So you can actually, if you adjust this and you find out that okay, it's stopping here, I still have extra here, you can actually go ahead and, you know, add that little extra there. Just add if you know a little sheet of paper here, just to you know, fill in that part, and then you are actually good to go. I just want, you know, that shape to sit in there, because I find out that this particular shape sits in right here, you know, for this part. Now for this particular side, which is our side, the side that we use initially, you'll find out that it will fit it perfectly well. And if it's also not fitting it, of course it's supposed to fit it, you can actually adjust it inwards this way. You adjust it down and then you are good to go. So you can see that we have a lot of excess here. I can still trim more out. That's what it means. So I can still trim a lot more out so that it can perfectly, you know, stay. So with this one that I have here, I can easily trim. So now let's quickly go to how did I trim it and how did you go. Now if you look at this one from this inner part, you find out that this one is not it's like you still have a little that you have to add here. So you can also adjust the pattern. When you want to adjust it again, make sure this one comes out a bit so that it will cover up for that part that is not staying properly well. You understand? So this is basically how I actually, you know, created the side that I needed. You can see what I have here, and of course this one worked also for this part. So what I did was I cut this way and I cut this way. So one will represent this part and one will represent the other part. So that's basically that. Let's go ahead and then, you know, quickly trim it out. So I'm going to make use of these scissors. You can see that the tip is a bit, you know, very narrow, or pencil so to say. So I'm going to cut gently that way inwards. I'm also trying to pull it as I'm trying to trim. You have to be careful so that you don't cut out the main upper. So with that, I have quite a perfect one here. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but this time I'm going to be walking through from here. So you can see what we have right here. So basically you have already covered, you know, that part of the footwear, and you have protected it from, you know, all the peeling parts. I believe this is one unique way you can use. There are so many other ways, of course, that you can also use. Now somebody is imagining what happened to this inner part. Are you not going to do the same thing? If you choose to do the same thing, of course you can go ahead and do the same process. Place your paper pattern on top of this side and try to just also navigate out just like I do on all of the edges, and then you can put it in right here. The only challenge is how do you apply your gum. It means you have to be very careful. It's either you use your gum or you get a bit tiny, you know, brush to apply your contact cement adhesive right inside there. So of course, I believe that with the way I've scraped everything, the one that is peeling, you might not need to do on this side. You also want to be careful that it does not become really very tight and uncomfortable for yourself or for whoever you are actually, you know, revamping the, you know, covered shoe for. So I need you to know that Jibbyfemforte encourages you at every point in time to always make sure that you watch a video per day. Yes, watch a video per day, especially in the area with which you want to grow. If you want to grow in your, you know, how to last and how to bottom and all of that, I would suggest that you go to a simple pattern, you know, shoemaking techniques. Yes, simple shoemaking techniques playlist that will show you all of that. And if it is your pattern cutting you want to enhance, I'm going to suggest to you that you go to our pattern cutting playlist, and that has a detailed playlist, of course detailed videos, so many videos on how to actually cut patterns. And if you love to be part of our online students or offline students, especially if you're in Abuja, Nigeria, we are ready to take you in. I want you to know that all we do at Jibbyfemforte is make shoemaking easy for you. Of course, we ensure that you are able to create a new stream of income, you are able to reduce your family expenses, and of course, above all, poverty is actually far from your hand. I want to say thank you for joining me today. My name still remains Odurole Mujibola, and I am going to see you next time. Bye.